Welcome back, everybody. It's your favorite people, Jake and Gabe with Be Good to Your Brother. It's episode 58. We return to you with our usual depression and hope.
Hope in tomorrow is what I like to say. I had a conversation last night with a guy, and he was talking about how things happen in life, and he said for the example, he said if you were born in a different universe, do you think you would have the same nature as you have right now? Say like if you were born in a different country, or we'll say this for example, if you yourself was born in a different country, would you walk the same way? Would you talk? Well, you wouldn't talk the same way. You'd have a different accent or a different language, but would you go about ways the same way? And I got to thinking, because a lot of the outside stuff and a lot of experiences you go through leads to the way you feel about things and the way you think about things. And that guy was saying, he's like, yeah, I just feel like my nature is if I was born, my nature is to be happy. I'll be happy no matter what. He used that as an example. Yeah. No matter where I was born or what I was born. If I was born and my nature was to always be sad and depressed, no matter what happens, I'd always be sad and depressed. I said, well, I think you do have a nature to do things, but I think that and when you're born, you're surrounded by things and you're surrounded by experiences and you go through experiences. And he's but I think that you can control the way you respond to those experiences and to those situations that you're put into. So yes, you might have a nature to do, a human nature to go about ways a certain way or a certain way of doing things or a certain way of thinking. But I think you also have the control and the self-acknowledgement to be well, I can respond to this situation either A or B. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it was that was an interesting conversation because some people, they just feel like they're just born to feel this way or born to live this way or born to be in the situation they're in, and they can't control that situation. But I always like to say control the things you can control. And there is a lot more things in this life that you can control than what you realize, especially when it comes to your own life. Yeah. You can control what time you wake up in the morning and go do things. You can control how you react to emotions that you're having, I think, anyways. That might just be my opinion on. Other people may disagree with that, but
I would agree to an extent.
To the emotions that you're feeling, you can control the way you respond. I'm not saying you can control your emotions, but you can control the way you respond to those emotions. And you can do it in a positive or a negative way. You can act out or chill out or just whatever. And you can control the way you handle situations, right? And so we've kind of been talking we're almost it seems like we're both kind of in our life there's 2 or 3 roads we could go down almost. Yeah. We could stay on one road, the safe road. It kind of sucks. We could stay on that road.
Lowe's, 40 minutes from home.
We could take that road. Or we could go this very scary one that's got a pretty cool payout towards it. Or we could just take this other road that's just well, I'm just going to be doing this and be mediocre, So, we have a few different roads that we could go down to, and those roads are different for both of us. We're in similar situations with different similar circumstances with different situations. Yes. Yeah. And I think that's where we're kind of both at right now. And so, but I think it's important that we remember that we have that ability to control the way we react and the way that we respond and the way that we do things and the way that we go about things. And so that's kind of where my head's at this morning, and that's what leads to kind of our topic for today, and hope, right? The reason we do things is because we have hope. We have hope in tomorrow. We have hope in Christ, right? That's the reason I get up in the morning, because like you talk to some people like, well, what's the meaning in life? Why am I here? You know, and a lot of people, they can't answer that question.
Yeah.
And so then they live their life just going day to day and like, well, what's the point of me even doing this? You know, and that's why I'm struggling with school right now so much and like getting through it, because I don't see a point in it. And so it's hard for me to get up and do things and be a part of something if I don't see a point in it.
Yeah.
The reason I succeed in running, and the reason I succeed in other aspects, is because I've found that point. I found that goal, that finish line in that. That's the reason I got up and ran 8 miles this morning, you know, because May 3rd I'm running a sub 3 hour marathon. There's no question about it. Like, I've said I'm doing it. And so I got up and ran 6 miles before, then ran 2 miles with the run club. That went pretty well this morning. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason I got up and do that, is because I have that hope that I'm going to complete that goal of running a marathon in under 3 hours. That's the reason I got up and did that this morning. So for that aspect of my life, man, I'm set. I've got it figured out. But in other ways, it's like, man, what's going on? You know, I'm at that intersection, and like, do I take a left, right, or do I keep going straight? You know,
Dogs are going
dogs
crazy
are barking
right
right now. That's
all
right.
There's been another dog that's come up around the fence here.
But I don't know. That's kind of where my head's at on this tangent.
Yeah.
Of what we've talked about for an hour before we even hit record.
As usual, I've got a lot of notes. Well, I've got 3 notes here of what your little introduction to hope just gave me. I have no clue how long we've been doing this, because anyway. And something you made me think of is that we're comfortable with what's familiar.
Yes.
Like, being comfortable with something isn't necessarily comfortable
That blanket's nice.
in that blanket at 6 in the morning. You know, you're comfortable with what's familiar, I guess in a broader sense of comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about the nature of people, and like it's my nature to be happy,
mm-hmm.
or my nature to be sad. No matter where I was, I think I would follow that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on what was familiar with you. Like, I think a big problem we have right now is we're obviously in a mental health crisis.
Yeah.
Nationwide. I think a big problem is that, I'm not a doctor, you know, so take my opinion here with very little weight, is that it's a lot of people are just kind of comfortable
mm-hmm.
with being in a poor mental state.
Yes.
Because they're familiar with it.
Yes.
And we're doing, we're treating a lot of mental health with medicine. Suppressants. And, you know, that's not really a diss on, like, I'm not saying that in, like, a negative way against our doctors, because it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've talked to Dad about it, and he broke it down, and I was like, well, that's fair. Because you can treat, 10 people, probably more, with a pill in the same time that you could treat one person with
actually, like
finding where your problems are from and figuring out how to make you not comfortable with that situation. And it's tough. I don't know how to fix that problem. I'm not saying I do. I think if we could work out a way around being familiar and eventually becoming comfortable with our mental health problems, then we could solve a lot of those things.
Yeah.
And I think my religious beliefs helped me a lot with some of my mental health struggles. I don't want to say problems, but I'll say struggles. Because I was just reading Ecclesiastes, and if you know Ecclesiastes, it's pretty depressing. Like, everything is meaningless is the heading that you start with in Ecclesiastes. But there is something there. There is something to be hopeful for. And I think recognizing that there is hope, recognizing that, and recognizing that what I'm familiar with is not what I should be hoping for. I should not get comfortable with that. I should focus on what I can be hopeful for and work that way.
Golly, that's got me fired up. I'm ready to go right now.
And it's kind of funny. I've thought a lot about the same, well, not the same hypothetical you were talking about a second ago, or the conversation you had is like, if I were born in a different universe, would I be this way? I really enjoy trees. And I like a big old oak tree, you know, in the middle of a field. I love it. Yeah. Because they've just got all the sun that they want, you know, no matter what time of day they're catching sun on one side, so they grow really full and they bloom out, and it's random, and I like it. But I've always thought, you know, if you had two saplings that were produced the same way, you know, if you had the same species of tree and you planted them in an open field, flat land, enough space between them so that they weren't competing for sun. They were in the same soil. They were getting the same water. If you could control all those things, I'm pretty confident that those two trees would grow to be the same size. But I'm really curious, and it's kind of an impossible experiment to run. But I'm really curious, if you did that, would those trees, would it not be random, their growth? Because branches grow sort of randomly. It's not random because it's like they're reaching for sun. You know, they're trying to absorb sunlight because of photosynthesis and all that stuff. But would they grow, like to what percent would they grow the same way? Like, would all their limbs face the same way? Yeah. I mean, if they're getting the same sun pattern or close to the same sun pattern. Maybe. I don't know. That's always been interesting to me. That's kind of a tangent. But that's always been really interesting to me. And I've never thought about it like people. Yeah. Like, if you took... me and Mason aren't a great example. Gracie, I mean... Like, if me and Mason were born around the same time... Yeah. Like, we had 11 months between us. How similar would we be? Yeah. I don't know. Probably pretty different.
Yeah, that is interesting. But that point you bring up about comfortability, comfortable. That
comfort,
comfortability. That word that we've been trying to say, or we've been talking about. Yeah, I feel like, I think this is my personal opinion of an ignorant man from Eastern Kentucky, but like, I feel like a lot of people, like you said, get comfortable with their own, like, mental issues and, like, they get just in their own head and, like, well, this is what I know. I don't want to change it. Yeah. Because changing scares me.
And it starts a really bad cycle.
Yeah, and it's just it's a repeating cycle of, well, what can I do to suppress this feeling? Well, let me suppress this feeling with this or that or whatever, you know. Well, let me just do it again once I have that same feeling again. Let me do it again once I have that same feeling again. Instead of looking at the reason, oh, like you said, it makes sense from a doctor's perspective. Like, it's a business, you know, I mean, in America,
even if it weren't a business, you're doing the most good that you can with the time you have allotted.
But especially like in America, it's a business.
But yeah.
I mean, it is. There's no sugarcoating that. So you want to see as many people as you can and get as many people in the door and get as much money from their insurance companies as you can, you know.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
And on paper, 10 recurring clients, customers, patients is way better than 10 people that
actually fix their problem. I don't want to say fix their problem, but like result. You know what I mean?
Found the root cause.
Cause of the issue
and work toward it.
Yeah, because I was listening to Theo Vaughn and RFK the other day on a podcast, and he was talking about how like our food is like poison. Like the stuff we eat, the Fruit Loops on the shelf is not allowed in. Like if we went to Save A Lot and bought a box of Fruit Loops, that box of Fruit Loops is not allowed to be sold in Canada because the stuff in it's illegal to sell in Canada. Like it's poison. And so like if you think of it, all the stuff that we're putting into our bodies and stuff, it's not good. And so that can be a root issue that like, hey man, that's probably a problem. Let's find a way around it. Or, well, I'm having this emotion. How do I react to this emotion? Do I do this positively or negatively? Or how is this emotion affecting me? You know, instead of just asking that question and taking a step back and looking at it from a different perspective, it's like, well, why is this bothering me? Well, let me just take a suppressant, you know? And so if you can like get to that root problem and get out of your comfort zone, for me, I mean, I love the example of my weight loss. Like that was uncomfortable to get that started. And it's still uncomfortable to do things that are like kind of different, to like still go to the gym by myself, you know, a couple times. Yeah. It's still kind of uncomfortable. I'll go and run, whatever. It's just because like, but it's uncomfortable for me to like go and try a new spot to run in because it's just different, you know, because I don't know it. And so it's a big thing getting out of that comfort zone. But like for me with weight loss, it's like, well, I've got a problem. I'm overweight, obese. What am I going to do about it? Am I just going to sit in it, or am I going to make a change? Well, you go to the doctor. What are they going to do?
GLP-1.
They're going to give you medicines. Like, well, this is what you need to do to lose the weight. They're going to give you medicine to do it. And this is my opinion on the Be Good to Your Brother show. This is Gabe's opinion. Okay, so if you got a problem with it, you can comment it and we can talk about it. You go to the doctor, they're going to give you a shot, or they're going to give you a pill, or they're going to give you this or that. Instead of looking at the root problem of what you got going on, it's like, well, the reason that you're overweight and the reason this is happening is because you're eating X amount of food and X amount of time and not getting any exercise in. So, or you're not sleeping them out, or you're like, there's issues here. They're not going to tell you that. They're like, all right, this is your solution right here. And they're going to keep you coming back in and getting it and paying bukus of money for it. Yeah. That's my opinion on things. That's not a fact. That's my opinion. I'm fine to say that on the internet because it is what it is. But instead, you got to look at yourself as like, well, this is my problem. How do I want to fix it? Do I want to do it by doing this way? If you want to do it that way, it's America. You can do that. You got free will. You can do it that way. Is that the best way for you to do it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe for you it is, but for me, I didn't think that was right. You know, I thought there was a better way of doing it. So instead of succumbing to that and just like taking that, I decided to get out of my comfort zone and see, well, there's some habits that I'm doing that I probably need to cut out if I'm wanting to get in a better physical shape, better mindset, better whatever. There's some habits that I'm doing that I need to cut out. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to cut out pop. That's the first thing I did. Went to church camp that summer. There was no pop there. So I went a week without pop. I was like, man, I went a week without pop. And I'm still alive? What? Is that real? So you know what I did? Quit pop. Because like I didn't need it. I didn't need it to survive. And so then occasionally I'd start running a little bit. I'd go for a little walk, jog, mile, you know, like John Bentley used to make us do. He'd make us walk, jog. But I'd do that. and just slowly but surely I'd get out of my comfort zone. Slowly but surely I started changing habits in my life that worked towards a better physical body and a better physical, just a better physicality, you know? And so it's the same thing when it comes to mental things, when it comes to your mind. In my opinion, there's no like scientific research to back this up. This is just my opinion because it worked for my body, so I'd assume it'd work for the mind too. So if I'm feeling this negative emotion all the time, or I've got this overwhelming bearing of sadness or overwhelming feeling of depression or what's going on, well, we can either go to the doctor. What are they going to give you? They're going to give you a pill or give you a shot. They'll give you whatever. And they're going to make you, and they're like, well, take this. This will make you feel better. Okay, cool. I'll take it. I'm better now. I'm better now. Well, what happens when that problem comes right back around again? Well, I'll just take another pill. Well, let me take another pill, and let me take another pill. Why is this problem still happening? This pill or this whatever, this alcohol, this drug, this whatever, is not fixing. I hate to use the word fixing, but it's not solving your problem. Okay, it's not solving what you got going on. It's just pushing it down the road. It's just pushing it down the road, and I'm guilty of it as anybody. I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm on a soapbox or on my high horse saying that I'm better than everyone else, because, man, I struggle with it. I struggle with it bad. I'll do this or that to suppress the feeling I'm having, or just to get along with my day and not really change the habits. But I'm telling you, if you look and if you can find that root problem, why are you having this emotion? What is causing you to feel this way? If this thing is causing you to feel bad, to feel upset, to feel depressed, to feel lonely, to feel whatever, if that thing is causing you to do that, and you're constantly surrounding yourself in it, constantly keep doing it, why? You know? Mm-hmm. And that's just what makes sense to me. So why am I even going to go down that path? Why am I even going to try to do things or put myself and surround myself in scenarios like that if it's constantly ruining my mind and ruining the way I feel and ruining the way I think about things? You know?
Yeah.
And so it doesn't make any sense to me why people want to continue to do that, because it's just like a simple fix. It's like, well, just let me do this and I'll be happy. Let me do this, I'll be happy. Well, that happiness is not going to last more than a day or 2 days because that feeling is just going to come around again. You got to find that root problem, why you're upset with yourself, why you're upset with somebody else, why is this quote-unquote bad thing happening, why is this feeling happening. You got to understand why. Then go solve the problem, you know, because I mean, with relationships you have with people, with the way you feel towards certain people, the way you feel towards loved ones, the way that you're just comfortable with the feeling of just being there, and you don't want to get outside of that comfort zone where you don't want to have that hard conversation. You don't want to get out of that comfort zone and say, man, I'm wrong. You know, I'm wrong for the way I'm treating you, or I'm wrong for the way I'm doing this. Hey, I'm wrong that I shouldn't be acting this way, or I shouldn't be doing these things, because that's uncomfortable to have. You don't want to have that conversation like, hey, man, I need help. You know, you don't want to have that conversation. And so you got to be able to be uncomfortable and step into that and be the man or woman listening that it's like, hey, I'm going to take my ego and I'm going to set it aside for a second. Because for me, I would always look at myself when it came for me to losing weight. It's like, man, Gabe, you're not like that fat. You know, there's people worse off than you. Like you're doing pretty well right now. But you got to take that ego aside and, man, like, hey, dude, this is not working. Like, what you're doing is not right. You got to take that ego that you've got of yourself, that you think that you're all hot stuff and that you can do whatever. Set that ego aside and you go do and go better yourself. You know, what everyone else thinks of you doesn't matter. You know, you go better yourself and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And to do that, you really got to find what's weighing you down and what's holding you back. And that's stepping out of that comfort zone. So I love that you brought that up, being comfortable with familiar things, because you got to get out of it if you want to grow.
Yeah.
You got to get out of it. Well, this is kind of corny, but I'm going to say it anyways. Caterpillar and butterfly, right? You know, you got to get out of what you're in to like grow. So
yeah.
That's my thought. That's just my thoughts as an ignorant man from Eastern Kentucky that doesn't know anything. That's my thoughts on that. So I'm sorry if I offended anybody by having those takes. If you have a comment about it, feel free to reach out and we can talk about it. So, but that's my thoughts on it. I know it's kind of aggressive, but it's what I feel is right.
So you think doing it like unsupported? I don't want to say unsupported because that makes it look like I'm trying to paint you away. But like unreliant, would that be more fair than unsupported? Unreliant on something to get better?
I think we do need to be reliant on something.
Yes.
And that's something being Christ.
Yes.
Because you can't do anything on your own. I mean, what does Philippians 4:13 say?
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anything, all things, anything, you can do it through Christ. And I think that's our answer. And I think that's the hope that we need to be looking for, right? So when it comes to being unsupported, I don't think anything man-made's the answer. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, truly, anything man-made is broken, is bad, is sinful. Like, anything man has done is not inherently good, in my opinion. Because from the garden, right, when Adam and Eve first sinned, right, and sin was brought into this world, it's just been a total crap show since.
Yeah, it's been rough.
And so,
it's been rough.
Yes, there are actions that man has done that's been objectively good and morally good, and people help each other all the time, and people do good things for each other all the time, and people love each other all the time. But, like, you look at the world we're in right now, it's a crap show. I mean, we're in wars for who knows why.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point?
There's so much bad.
We got all of our political leaders that are just absolute insane maniacs that have sold their souls, in my opinion, and need to be locked up, and everyone's too comfortable and too scared to do anything about it. And, like, all this crap's going on, and no one is doing anything about it, and I'm guilty of it, you know? So everything man-made, I think, is garbage, you know? Yes, we can use things for good, and yes, we use this show for good and the stuff that we have for good, but like 90% of it, I just think it's just garbage. And so if we're relying on anything that is not Christ, I think we need to take a good look at ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, why are we relying on this?
Yeah.
But there are things in our lives, I'm not saying it's like, well, all medicine's bad. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Because there is, like, we need it to, like, live, and it saves lives, you know, and the science behind it saves lives and keeps people alive. But I think it shouldn't be our first option to solve issues.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's like it's a bad thing, but I don't think it should be our first option.
I can agree with that. I think, I got to be careful how I word this. Like, the medicine we're talking about right now is medicine that sort of suppresses things and corrects bad habits.
Yes.
That's a pretty good way to put it.
Yes.
For, like, weight loss and mental health issues.
Depression and so sort.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Depression, anxiety.
Because, like, there's different types of mental health issues.
Yeah, but what we're talking about is what suppresses. So, like, weight loss drugs, they suppress your hunger. And why can't I think? But like a weight loss drug suppresses your hunger, and it does that by activating hormones.
Yeah.
So I don't think they should be the only thing you do. Is what I think. I think you know, for some people I do think it's good. Because like for some people, food is like there's a mental attachment.
Yes, for sure.
To food. I don't think you should have a relationship with food.
Yeah.
I think food is something that we eat. It is the fuel that we live on. I don't think you should have a relationship with food. I think it's just food. It's energy. And I don't know.
But if you think about it,
I'm
like
struggling to
what
put
else?
thoughts together now.
What's another suppressant that people use all the time? Alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, people will just go drink their problems away, and go make fools out of themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
And
so
it does a really good job of suppressing.
And it does.
Things that you don't want. It turns off a lot in your brain. It just completely shuts it off.
But am I saying alcohol is a bad thing? I think alcohol can be used in a very positive way.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
I mean, shoot, you see people say this.
Moderation.
Well, Jesus turned water into wine. I mean, you hear people say that all the time. Yeah, he did. You know, and he gave it to that whole wedding party, right? And they said it was the best wine they ever had in their lives.
Yeah.
You know? And so
that would suck. That would suck so bad.
What?
Having Jesus wine.
Yeah.
And then you go the rest of your life.
You'll always be chasing it. But it's like a crazy thing that just people abuse, you know, and that's something that people abuse. Alcohol is abused. Drugs are abused. You know, medicine can be abused. Food is abused, right? When it gets to that point where you start becoming reliant on those things to live and to function, when there's other options available. Like I'm saying, like for example, if someone has diabetes, like you gotta have your insulin. You know,
Brenda's got to have it. She can't will through a low blood sugar.
You know, like that's something that you have to live, right? Like I said earlier, I went a week without pop. Did I die? No. You know, and so that's something that I could get away from. Like people that's like struggling with Lord forbid they have cancer or whatever, and they're struggling through their medicine or struggling through chemo or whatever. Like you got to get, like, that's something that you have to have. You have to be that. You have to do that. But like these other things that we're just putting into our bodies and we don't need, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
You know, that's something to think about. That's my opinion, though. That's my opinion on things. And so, and like it's just, it's like I'm not big on caffeine either. I try my hardest to stay away from caffeine because I don't want to become like relying on it. You know,
yeah, that would suck.
And so like that's something for me. I just try to stay away from. And yeah, I do have caffeine because like there's caffeine in like food you eat, but I just try not to drink it because like I don't want to wake up and have to pop a white Monster, you know. Like that's something I try to stay away
Never
from.
been there.
But I'm not like throwing shade at anyone that does that, but that's just something for me. I don't want to do that.
Being hooked on caffeine sucks.
Yeah.
Like feeling like you need it sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it. The thing I like about coffee is it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because like a white Monster. Do you know what flavor a white Monster is?
No.
The flavor on the can is Zero Ultra. Coffee is a freaking bean.
Yeah.
That gets dried out and ground up, and then you pour hot water over it.
Yeah.
Like that's a little different than just like
white Ultra.
Zero Ultra.
Zero Ultra.
Zero Ultra. So I'm fine with drinking coffee.
And I'm not saying there's nothing bad with coffee.
No,
because
it's
two ingredients. It's coffee beans and
water.
Water.
But like, I I caught myself like waking up, and I was like, all right, I need something like as soon as I wake up.
Yeah.
And so I quit drinking Coke Zero.
Yeah.
That's what it really was. Because I woke up and I was like, I need one right now. I need that caffeine hit.
Yeah.
And I'm just drinking coffee in the mornings now, and it's so much better.
Yeah.
Like I feel better.
Yeah.
And I don't have to wake up feeling like
it's
I need
objectively
something.
better.
Yeah.
Like for you. Like I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat with that, but I used to be like bad off. Like in high school, I'd go to Go Time and I'd get a large Fountain L8 and a Slim Jim to start my mornings, and a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. What are you doing?
Let's go.
You know, but like this morning after we got done running, I had 3 big old chocolate chip pancakes and a side of bacon from Wigwam. You know, that's got caffeine in it, and like there's no telling what was in the the pancake mix. Like it's probably like a box mix. There's no telling what chemicals are in that crap.
Definitely a box mix.
But it was good.
It was really good.
But it was good. But like, so I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm on a high horse. Like, well, look at me, I'm all healthy and all this crap, because I'm objectively not with the crap that I put in my body, but food anyways. But I just try to stay away from that stuff because I don't need it to live. You know, I just want the stuff that I eat and drink. It needs to be like, I feel like just the necessities and what fuels me to be a better athlete when it comes to running, you know, and I do not do a good job with that part. So I do want to point out some of my flaws too, because I feel like I'm calling a lot of people out. I'm not as like, I think people look at me sometimes like, man, look at this guy. He's got it all figured out. Brother, I have no clue what's going on. But
yeah,
that's just my opinion on things.
It concerns me. It's like somebody at work. Well, I was going to say the other day. It's funny how we use the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody here does. It'd be like the other day, and it was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like somebody at work.
Or longer.
The other day, somebody at work had a problem. They came up to me because, like, they thought I could fix it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot where I was going with that completely. Just the whole thinking somebody has it figured out.
Yeah.
But I sat there for like 30 minutes messing with it before I got anywhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
I could use a Bonio break.
Could you?
Yeah. Yeah, we're 30-ish.
Let's do it. We're back.
We back.
After the Bonio break.
Yep.
And
long
snack
Bonio break.
Oh, man. I'm telling you what, my ankle's hurting. I stepped like kind of in a pothole earlier. So hopefully it's not like too bad.
Jacked.
Because like that's like literally one of the worst physical things that could happen to me at the moment. Is getting injured, and that's probably one of the most like terrified things I am of right now is getting hurt,
Getting injured.
Yeah, but anywho, you know what can fix injuries? Medicine. Medicine's not bad, guys. It's just the abuse of it is.
I think it's just like everything. I think you need to be careful about what goes in your body.
Agreed. The abuse of literally anything is bad.
Yeah,
and I think
too much water could kill you.
Yeah, I think people.
Or worse.
I think people like to abuse medicine sometimes. Maybe, I don't know. That's just my thought. Instead of like actually fixing things. But
it happens.
It happens to the best of us.
It happens.
We live long enough, it'll happen. Anywho, put that on a hat. What else has been happening in our lives? May 3rd is creeping up.
It's so close.
Creeping
I
up.
don't want it to be this close.
It's what? Today's day 9:58.
So unfortunate. It's
So
going to
that's
be
like
1001.
Yeah, that's how
So unfortunate.
that's how my life goes, bro.
What?
It would be 1,000. It would be 1,000 days, but there's a leap year like a couple years ago. So that goes.
I don't understand leap years.
What is a leap year? What is
No
a leap?
freaking
What is a
clue.
leap year? And what is daylight savings? What is the point of daylight savings? That's the most pointless thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
let me switch.
daylight savings used to be beneficial.
Yeah, but why do some countries use it and some don't?
It depends on how much sun they get.
I don't know, brother.
That's just my life.
Let me just have it purposely dark in the wintertime all the time. And time zones make sense. I'm fine with time zones.
No.
But daylight savings.
So the 365-day calendar doesn't match exactly the
How long it takes to get around the sun.
the Earth's orbit.
For 4 years.
Yeah. So it's about a quarter of a day per year.
I wonder who decided that.
Who decided that?
Who decided that?
Decided what? That we should have a leap year?
Yeah. Whose idea was that? Man, I'm losing track of time right now. I think we should add another day every 4 years.
By the end of this decade, we could be half a day off. We gotta fix this.
No one would know. Would anyone care?
I don't know, man.
What are we talking about? This is a conversation for last week.
We had. I thought we were gonna have the most locked in episode yet after the least locked in episode.
Yeah. All right, let's get dialed back in.
I think we've been pretty. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying.
For anyone clicks off. I didn't even listen to No, that's a lie. I listened to last week's episode. I didn't finish it. I had 2 minutes left, and I hadn't finished it.
No, well, you just missed the prayer and the song.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We got. I don't know. I like how you said we're in the same circumstance with different situations.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a lot of people our age.
Yeah.
At least that I hang around, anyways.
Yeah, it's a weird place to be. Because I see the slow and consistent way, or maybe not the slow and consistent way, but the safe
route.
The safe route. I see it every day. We had a discussion about retirement the other day, and this particular guy that I was working with has been working at the same place since he was 18.
Yeah.
Been working there for 25 years.
Yeah.
Almost 26. I said, well, shoot, it's about time for you to call it quits, ain't it? Pull the old retirement. Go do whatever you want to do for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
And he laughed. He was like, buddy, I got 30 years left. And I was like, mister, I don't think you have 30 years. He's the trade I'm in is kind of rough on people.
Yeah.
It scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
How rough it can be on people. And I'm already I don't want to say prone to stress because that goes against everything we've been talking about, really. But I stress a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy for me to get worked up.
Yeah.
I feel like I do a decent job of covering it,
handling it.
But yeah, but still, with the trade I'm in, it's a pretty high sensitive industry, which comes with a lot of stress for everybody, and I just don't want it to wear on me.
Yep.
I don't want to wake up and be 27. Well, I can't really say that. My hair's falling out, so I already look like I'm 35 or 40. But I don't want to wake up at 27 and people be thinking I'm actually 45.
Yeah.
Be like Abraham Lincoln by the time I'm out. Aged 30 years and 4.
That's how it goes, man.
That's the way it goes.
It's the way that the world goes.
We need to be sponsored by Costco.
Dude, I'm telling you, if I lived next to Costco,
I'd tear it up.
I'd be there every day.
We'd be the Costco guys.
Do you shop, grocery shop anywhere else besides Costco?
Yeah, I do, a little bit. I get, there's some stuff you just can't get at Costco. Like, I get these little rice packs.
Yeah.
The minute rice cups.
Mm-hmm.
You heat up for like 90 seconds in the microwave and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
I use that for my lunch a lot at work. And you can't even get anything close to that at Costco. You get like, there's some like sticky rice packs.
Yeah.
They're just not good. I mean, you can get like actual rice and just boil it. Who wants to do that when you can get 4 cups for like $1.98 or something at Walmart? It's just 50 cents a piece, not even.
I feel like I'd be the guy that would go to Costco when I'm out on my own, hopefully one day soon.
I think so.
I feel like I'd be the type of guy that'd go to Costco and just buy like $300-$400 of meat and just put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And that's all I'd eat.
Just meat?
Just
You
meat.
go carnivore?
Well, maybe some potatoes.
I was going to say, you running, you're going to want some carbs.
That's true. But like,
Bro, if you go in there hungry,
I can see that in my future.
You go in there hungry, it might be game over.
Or I just
for the bank account.
or just eat $1.50 hot dog every day of my life.
Those are killer. I don't miss North Carolina by any means. I could never set foot in that state again and be happy forever. But it's the inevitable. But down there, I had a Costco right down the road from the hotel. I mean,
Yeah.
I could probably walk there if I was determined. I'd have to get over an interstate, but, the overpass was a little sketchy.
People do it all the time.
Yeah, people do it, but I just, had a truck, so I wasn't going to do it. But, I mean, I was 5 minutes, man, and I wouldn't eat all day. And I'd get off work, and Costco pizza, man, it's pretty good. I'd go in there, I'd get 2 of the big slices,
Yeah.
pepperoni pizza, and I'd get one of their cookies.
Yeah.
I kid you not, that is a lot of calories. But I got so many steps at work, I'd have like 24,000 to 28,000 steps a day from work.
Yeah.
And I'd just go eat one big old meal at the end of the day. And usually it was Costco. Because 2 pieces of pizza, a cookie, and a drink was like $7.98. And it just made sense. And I was losing weight eating like that. Like a couple times a week.
Yeah.
It was wild. I love Costco. I don't feel good. I really don't. Oh, I can't get focused.
That's all right.
I had so much I wanted to talk about.
What's the other notes you got written down over there?
I've hit on all these. One of them's a question for you later. We were
after
talking.
the show?
Yeah, we were talking about like people being like if you were born in a different place. And I've talked about this before. It's just the concept of the self-made man.
Uh-huh.
Like that drives me nuts when you hear people say that. Like, well, I mean, like if you're a self-made man, it means you've had literally no influence from anyone.
And no help from anyone.
No help from anyone. That's just not true.
Yeah.
It's automatically not true because of the big man, And then, like, somebody raised you. Somebody had to take care of you.
Somebody hired you.
Like, you went to high school. You went to middle school. You went to grade school. You've had teachers. You've had people that had influence over you, whether you like it or not.
Uh-huh.
You've had friends. Everybody influences you a little bit. Our brains are made to constantly learn from every situation that we're in.
Yes.
I don't know. I got through that really quickly. I need to get out, dude. I was dialed in earlier. I even sat up in the chair. I was like, oh, it's getting serious.
Yeah, but I don't know. What else do I feel about things? Yeah, I don't know. What's our scripture? We can get into Ecclesiastes 9, can't we?
Yeah, we can do that.
Shoot. That is not the right thing. Ecclesiastes 9. Chapter or verse what?
It was verse 4.
Verse 4.
Yeah. You might want to read from 3.
Okay. This is the evil in everything that happens under the sun. The same destiny overtakes all. The hearts of people moreover, are full of evil, and there is madness in the hearts while they live, and afterwards they join the dead. Anyone who is among the living has hope. Even a live dog is better off than a dead lion. Anyone who is among the living has hope. And I think that's what we should close out with, is kind of the topic of hope. What is hope? If you were going to describe hope, how would you describe it?
If I was going to describe hope, that's hard to describe without the word.
You can use the word.
You can. Well, how can you use the word?
Huh?
How can you use the word if you're describing it? Like a definition using the word.
Maybe.
Oh,
goodness.
The ability to look forward to something better.
Okay. Look forward to something better. I like it. Yeah, I asked that question. I didn't have an answer to it. The ability to describe, or the ability to
look forward to something better.
Something better. Sorry, I just blanked. But, yeah, hope, man. What do you have hope in is the question that a lot of people should be asking. And I don't know if did we talk about this before the show or on the show? Like, what people's meanings of life is.
I think before.
Before?
Yeah.
I think it was before, too. We can bring this up. Because, like, a lot of people, they'd be like, man, why am I even here? What's the point of this? Now, I think we did talk about this on the show.
Yeah, I think we did, too.
Anyways.
You can recap it.
We can recap it.
That won't hurt.
But, like, the point for us, my opinion anyways, I like sharing my opinion. The point for us to be here is to serve God and God alone. And, like, live out his plan for us. I think. Yeah. That's my opinion on things. And if you got a different opinion on that, of why we're here, what's the purpose we're here, comment it, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
If you got a different opinion than that. But that's the way I feel about things. The reason we're here is to serve God, you know. Miss Cornett would always say, well, life sucks and then you die.
Yeah.
Like, that was her go-to. But, like, if life is really all about just it sucking and dying, what's the point of us even being here, you know? Yeah. So I think there's a greater purpose for us to be here, and I believe that purpose is to serve God. So if that's our purpose, if that's our why, goes back into our lives, well, if we get up in the morning, why do we get up in the morning? Well, it's to serve God, okay? Why do we go to work? Well, we got to go to work to live, right? But to live, our whole purpose is to serve God. You're going to live, right? You're going to live to serve God. And so, like, if you can, like, I guess break it down into, like, sections like that of, like, well, what's the purpose? Why are we here? Well, what's the purpose of me getting up in the morning? Okay? Purpose of getting up in the morning, for me, this morning I had to wake up at 7 o'clock, so I go run 6 miles before we did our run club. Which sounds backwards, but is what it is. I had to wake up at 7 o'clock. That's why I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning. Why'd I go to the run club? Well, because I said we were going to. And because it's a good community builder, I think. And because there was 9 other people that wanted to be there to run as well. So that's why I went. Why am I here? Well, it's because we've got this show going for 58 weeks now. And crazy that we've even done this long. To put out and to spread positivity, I think, and to spread our feelings on things and to ultimately serve God. That's why I'm here right now, doing this show and hang out with you. It's fun too. Yeah. But let's see what else. But, like, that's kind of really all I've done today. But, like, why do you do the things you do? Well, ultimately it is to serve God. Yes, you're doing smaller tasks. Because, like, serving God, that's kind of like a big goal. You got to narrow that down into different ways. Well, I'm going to serve God by doing X, Y, or Z, or this, that, or the other. You know, you got to break that down. But I think that's our purpose in life, is to serve God. So, when it comes to that, there's also I don't know if you would call it a reward aspect. I wouldn't say reward would be the best thing. I think that the best thing to say would be there's a gift at the end of it. Yeah. Because there is, I believe, and all evidence points to it, in my opinion, if our reasoning is that we're going to serve God for our life, after we know that death exists, because we see it, we see people die all the time. So after death, what is there? I think that's the question a lot of people ask. And why a lot of people are so scared to ask is because, no one truly knows, what is after death. Because once you die, you're dead. No one truly knows. But there is evidence that points to an afterlife. And in my belief, in my opinion, that's either heaven or hell, right? And so to get to said places, to get to heaven, well, how do you get to heaven? Well, a lot of people think, I'm going to do this many actions, this many good things. I'm going to lead this good life and do all this stuff, and I'm going to make it to heaven because I'm a good person. Well, that's not necessarily true, I'm just going to be honest with you, because, I can cure cancer, I can be the greatest morally person, I can never harm a fly, I could do everything absolutely perfect. But you still sin because the Bible says all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. And so you can do all these things, and if you don't have Jesus as your Savior, brother, you're not going to heaven. That's just how it is. And I don't say that to be mean. I don't say that to hold you away. I say that as I believe the truth is, and I think that the truth is. And I think that's the truth, and I wouldn't tell you otherwise. And so I wouldn't try to purposely lead you astray into something else, because, if you know me, that's just not kind of the person I am. But, I firmly believe that's the truth. To get to heaven is through Jesus and through Jesus alone. And so if you don't have Jesus as your Savior, it doesn't matter the things you do. But to go along with it, I'm not saying, well, if it's just through Jesus, I can live however I want to. That's not true either, because Jesus sets an example for us to follow. You don't see Jesus and his disciples going out and just getting absolutely doing whatever and making fools of themselves, and treating other people like garbage and treating themselves like garbage and cheating each other and doing this, that, and the other, all these bad things. You don't see that example set in the New Testament that we follow, in the Bible that we follow. We don't see that example set. So, yes, that's where grace comes in. Well, there is times that I'm going to go make a fool of myself. There is times that I'm going to sin and I'm going to cheat somebody, or I'm going to hurt somebody, or I'm going to hurt myself, or not treat others the way they should be treated, or not love myself, or not love others, and sin and steal and do all these bad things. And a lot of the times I'm doing those bad things more than I'm doing the good things, and that's just me being honest, And so a lot of the times it's man, I'm doing all these crappy things. I'm sinning. I'm screwing up every chance I get. I'm doomed. What's the point then? If I'm destined for hell and I'm doing all these bad things, why am I even trying? Because there is nothing that you can possibly do that can get you into heaven. There's not a single action you can do. There's not a single amount of money that you can do that a lot of people think that. There's not a price you can set. You can't sell anything. You can't do anything to get into heaven besides following Jesus and accepting that gift that he is giving to you and receiving that gift that he is giving to you when he died on the cross for our sins, when he took that beating and took that sin debt so that we didn't have to. And if you think about it truly, for every action there's a reaction, right? That's what is that Newton?
No, don't even.
Brother, I don't know.
That's
I don't know. But for every action there's a reaction, right? So for sin leads to death, right? So So for this death to occur, for this sin in the world to happen, sin and God don't mix. And so to get us, sinful people, for us be able to go be with God, there had to be an action, right? Because that's fair. God is fair. He's the judge, and he will judge you fair. And that's what I like so much about the Bible, is that it's fair. It's very graceful. There's a lot of hope, and there's a lot of grace in it, in the fact that Jesus died for us. But it's fair. And Jesus took the responsibility, that the accountability that we should have paid, that we should be paying and that we owe. Well, Jesus took that and paid it for us, so we don't have to worry about it. But through repentance and through following him and through baptism, like that's how we get to heaven, is through Jesus. So when it comes to like, man, I've just done all this crap in my life that I can't ever grow from or ever get over, like all these bad things happen to me, I'm so far deep in sin, where is my hope? Well, your hope is in Christ. And I think that's the conclusion we can come to this evening or this afternoon, is that our hope needs to be in Christ. That's the reason that we should wake up and do the things we do and strive for the things we do, is to follow that example that Christ set for us. That's my opinion on things, because I'm sharing my opinion today.
And I completely agree. That was one and done.
Yeah.
I mean, and if there is doubt,
which there will be,
if there is doubt that any of this is true, if you feel that doubt, and like, I am convinced that this is true, that the Bible is true. I'm pretty well convinced, but I do not know, because I haven't died yet.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it's doubt, but the thought is there, is that I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't verified. And one day I will verify, but
we'll never verify on this world.
I am 100% content with living my life the way that this tells me to live my life. And if I die and it isn't so, if that gift isn't there, and I think it is, then I will have lived a life of kindness and love, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely screwed up along the way, because everybody does.
Yeah.
But if I was trying my best to follow the example that we have set for us in the Bible, then I'm fine.
Yeah. Because, like, there's nothing to lose in that scenario.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Because we can't take anything.
Everything to gain.
We can't take anything with us.
No.
We cannot take anything with us. And just living a happy and loving and caring life for others, there's nothing better than making someone else feel good, I think.
Yeah.
Like, and taking care of somebody else. Like, there's no better feeling than serving someone else. And so, I mean, if you're constantly trying your hardest to do that, where's the wrong in that, Where's the... Because, like, you see people all the time. It's like, well, Christians, they're just hateful people trying to push their cultism on people. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You do not understand it, is what it is. And maybe I sound like that with my opinions and my talks earlier, is that I don't understand what's going on. And I'm just ignorant of the fact, and people hear my opinions from earlier and think I'm just a hateful piece of crap. That's fine. If you think that, let's talk about it, because I want to get all the sides of it,
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion on things. And what kills me is when people have opinion on things and they try and people don't agree with you on things, and they just belittle each other, and no one talks about it. No one uses their words to conversate in a peaceful way. They just want to yell at each other and argue at each other.
Make accusations.
And then when you finally do, it's like, well, I'd like to understand what the way you're coming from. It's like a shock to them. And they don't know what to do because no one's like that. And so, truly, because I know some of the stuff I said earlier is kind of controversial. And I'm sure not a lot of people agree with. And there's probably some people listening. It's like, where's this coming from, you know? Let's talk about it. Drop a comment. If you don't want to drop a comment, message me like privately or message the Facebook privately, because like I'll see it, you know, and you know, we can talk about it. I mean, we don't have to blast names anywhere either. I mean, we can just talk about it, and which I like talking about issues that I don't understand because it makes me more knowledgeable. Like you said earlier, our brains want to gain knowledge all the time, so. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on things. That's my opinions on things. And I think that's what's true. Be good to your brother. And I think if we're truly trying to be good to your brother, like that's if I'm truly being good to my brother, I want them to know the truth.
Yeah.
And I want them to know that, hey, this is how I see things, you know. So then they can make that opinion for themselves. So, and I'd want I'd want someone to do the same to me. So, anywho. I don't got anything else. No,
I'm good.
I'm tapped out.
We can pray.
I've got so much homework to do.
It's not gonna get done.
It might, a little bit of it might get done. There's a little website. It's kind of underrated. It's called ChatGPT. Shh, my professors know I use it. They know it, man. Some of the crap I turn in.
They want your money.
Some of the crap I turn in is pitiful. Like, pitiful work. Pitiful, dude. I'm telling you, I gave that presentation Monday morning. It was garbage. 88%.
It happens, buddy.
And, like, it's not that I like...
How much you going to be presenting in your career, though, with your sports management?
Beats the far out of me. I don't even know what job I'm going to get. Hoping tomorrow. That's what we're going to do. We're going to hope in tomorrow. We're going to hope for a better future for ourselves and for our youngins and youngins on the way. And, hoping tomorrow. But it's all we can do. It's all we should do. Look for that better future. I'll pray when we get out of here. Right. Dear God, thank you for today. Thank you for letting us sit down here and talk and share your word and share the good news with an audience of people listening. Thank you for the Run Club this morning. Thank you for keeping us safe, and thank you for everyone that showed out and blessing us with beautiful weather and a beautiful time to do that and a beautiful place to do that. Just please be with us as we go out through this week. As we see a bunch of different people, just let us be good influences to them and let us shine your light around them. Just thank you for the show. We got some big things coming up with the Mushroom Festival and our marathon. Just keep us safe through that and let us reach many people through that. We love you. We thank you for Jesus and that sacrifice. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Banga, 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 banga. That's how that song goes, if you didn't know. If anyone wants to sing along. Be good to your brother.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to us. We love you.
Jesus loves you.
Be good to your brother.